The Juice OJ Simpson is dead. Drought crisis is in Westmoreland, 30 injured in bus crash, while Mayday and Manchester High cricket climax today. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. OJ Simpson, the former American footballer who was controversially cleared of double murder, has died of cancer at age 76. Simpson died of cancer yesterday. Oriental James Simpson rose to fame as a college footballer before playing in the NFL, and in 1995 he was acquitted of the murder of his former wife Nicole Brown and a friend Ron Goldman in a trial that gripped America. In 2008 he was sentenced to 33 years in prison on charges of armed robbery, and he was released in 2017. Back in Jamaica, amid the water crisis in Westmoreland, the health department will be clamping down on illegal water truck operators who are found to be trucking the commodity without a food handler's permit and a sanitizing certificate. Chief Public Health Inspector Steve Morris told reporters that only 14 truck drivers have been certified to truck water across the parish. All the truckers should be trained. We do a special training for them and they get a food handler's permit, and they also have to get the truck sterilized, Morris said. He said training is on the way to certify more truckers. However, business seems to be booming in that industry as the parish is not short on water trucks and operators who he said are charging over $40,000 for a truckload of the scarce commodity. The police are now trying to determine the cause of Thursday morning's major bus crash along the Portmore Toll Road, which left more than 30 passengers injured, some of them students. Passengers have told investigators that the driver lost control of the bus after the left front tire blew out, and many of the passengers suffered broken limbs and other injuries when a Toyota coaster bus veered left along a section of the toll road and went over into a ravine about 7 o'clock. Videos of the incident showed injured passengers exiting the wreckage while passing motorists come to their assistance. The police reported that more than 30 injured passengers were taken to the Kingston Public Hospital and the University Hospital of the West Indies for treatment, and since January of this year, 121 road fatalities have been recorded in Jamaica. Former St. Mary Member of Parliament Julian Silvera will have to wait a while longer to see if he will be granted bail. Silvera's bail application, which was scheduled for yesterday, was postponed until May 2nd. Lead defense attorney, King's Counsel Peter Champagne, told journalists that there was a setback to Thursday's scheduled bail hearing. Mr. Silvera, who is charged with the murder of his wife, is also represented by Patrice Riley. Silvera was charged in January following a 2-month-long probe into the sudden death of his wife at their home in Stony Hill in St. Andrew, and it was initially reported that Miss Silvera died in her sleep on November 10. But a postmortem later revealed the presence of bullet fragments in her body, prompting a murder investigations. Investigators made a breakthrough in the case in January after ballistic tests allegedly linked Mr. Silvera's licensed firearm to the shooting. The Christiana police in Manchester have now laid several charges against 3 men who were held in relation to a robbery at a bar in Finegrass, Chudley on Sunday. They are 23-year-old Jovian Levy, otherwise called Jew, of Sedberg, Osani Tulloch, also known as Sunny, of Shieldsbush, and 19-year-old Shamar Foster, also called TJ, of Ballynure in the parish. The men are charged with 3 counts of robbery with aggravation, 3 counts of unauthorized possession of ammunition, and possession of prohibited weapons. The police reported that about 9 o'clock on Sunday evening, 2 men, one armed with a firearm and the other with a crowbar, held up and robbed patrons at a bar of an undetermined sum of cash, cell phone, liquor, and 3 poker machines with a combined value of more than $2 million. The men escaped in a waiting Toyota Voxy motor vehicle. The police were alerted and they managed to intercept the getaway car along the Sedberg main road. The St. Andrew South Police have now launched an investigation into the stabbing of a Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC bus driver by a passenger on Marcus Garvey Drive on Thursday morning. The driver, who was stabbed in the shoulder, was treated at hospital and his condition is not considered life-threatening. Preliminary reports indicate that a passenger requested that the driver stop along a section of Marcus Garvey Drive, which is not a designated bus stop. The driver refused, resulting in the passenger stabbing him. JUTC Managing Director Paul Abraham said that the company is gathering more information on what transpired. Meanwhile, a bus conductor of Porus in Manchester has been charged with robbery with violence after he allegedly stole a woman's cell phone on Wednesday. Charges Claymore Sinclair, otherwise called Nachilus, and deportee. According to a police report, the complainant was walking along the roadway about 8:05 a.m. when Sinclair approached and grabbed her left hand. The complainant reportedly called for help and was wrestling with Sinclair when she was hit in the chest. Sinclair allegedly took her cell phone before escaping in the area. Citizens then alerted a nearby police unit and the 37-year-old was swiftly apprehended and identified by the complainant, the police said. The Manchester police are now probing an incident in which a man who invaded the home of a senior citizen was killed, and it's alleged that the suspect broke into the home of an 80-year-old resident of Silent Hill in Manchester, and during an altercation, the man was stabbed. He ran from the house and collapsed some distance away. A soldier who reportedly shot a woman while officers visited his home on inquiries into a missing persons report has been charged following a ruling from the Director of Public Prosecutions in relating to the incident on Monday, July 31st of 2023. The accused has been identified as 32-year-old Rohan Green of Greentown District in Trelawney, and Green is being charged with shooting with intent, using a firearm to commit a felony, an assault occasioning actual bodily harm. And reports are that a woman, along with a police team, went to Green's home on inquiries into a missing persons report. At the lawman's request, Green exited his house with his licensed firearm in hand. And according to lawmen, on seeing the woman, Green rushed towards her, shouting, after which he swung a piece of board at her, which caught a child. The police allege that Green then pointed the firearm at the woman and discharged one round, and he was taken into custody and subsequently charged. And you can see said this a brother yeah, a real bad man. Police come for him, pull out him gun, and even fire it at a woman while the police was still there. These policemen must have nerves of steel because they didn't shoot him at all. On to sports, Manchester High were in control of the Grace Headley Cup final against Mayday High at Stumps on day one of the three-day contest being played at Manchester High. Manchester High were dismissed for 219 in their first innings. Pajay Nelson top scored with 67. Chadwick Hewitt led the way for Mayday, taking 5 wickets for 49 runs. In reply, Mayday were bowled out for 118 in their first innings, trailing by 101. Barrington Simpson also top scored with 55. Chevron Anderson took 5 for 17 for Manchester High, while Matthew Morgan had support with 2 for 43 and Christopher Lewis bagged 2 for 48. On day 2, we saw Manchester High making 189, giving Mayday now 291 for victory. Mayday in reply were 66 for 3, chasing the 291 for victory, and it's going to be a big battle today, which is day 3, and Mayday batsmen will have to stand firm or Manchester bowlers will skill them out before lunch today. Don't forget that you can also catch us on YouTube at Jamerican Undiluted News. Listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep us going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.